In the auction house, I sit on a cold wooden stool with several hot lamps over me. Paintings and statues lay behind me, waiting for their turn. I am a doll among pieces of art and feel pretty and valuable until I catch the gaze of another. A woman sits amid the small crowd, dark hair hidden beneath a kerchief and large sunglasses that almost consume her weathered face. There is something unsettling about the way she raises the auction marker with each price point, prepared to fight whoever raises their marker against her. She smirks, enjoying this. And her smirk progressively creeps into a grin as the auctioneer hits a price that no one seems to contest. His voice booms. 4,000 going once. No one else challenges her. 4,000 going twice. The excitement of solidifying this deal climbs. Her smile is devilishly mischievous. Dread washes over me as I'm certain I've seen that smile before. 4,000 sold to the woman in black. My stuffing aches as her smile stretches as far as it'll reach. Long and thin fingers pluck the plastic frames from her face. My mind is faster than my body, screaming to run, to flee, but I can't. Frozen to my place on the auction stool, I meet the wild gaze of the one person I needed to escape from. Wisteria Place in the spring looks like one of Mother's strawberry pastries. Fluffy, frothy, and pink. Much like you would picture the interior of a dollhouse to resemble. From the velvet carpet to the lace that drapes over the shelves, housing a series of porcelain dolls. The sun briefly pokes into the shop on this Tuesday morning with the opening of the door. Its bill tinkles gently, one that's loud enough to reach the back room. A woman adorned in jean overalls wanders inside, head peeking around in curiosity. Pale faces, dark faces, medium complexions stare back at her with their expressive eyes and sad looks. Most, if not all of them, are sad. Her sneakers melt into the dark pink velvet carpet as her sapphire eyes attempt to process all of us in. Yes, we're overwhelmingly beautiful with our abundance of curls, sun hats, and elaborate gowns. Yes, we're overwhelmingly fragile. That one wrong move might fracture us. The young woman slows her steps, hands clasped behind her back, as if assuring she'll fight the temptation to pick one of us up. She's so close I can almost detect the refreshing scent of her body mist. Cucumber. So many of them carry the scent of cucumber, that or vanilla. "Can I help you?" From the back room, a voice calls, parting the curtains that clink as they fold back with the owner's presence. Peggy Lovett, a woman in her mid-50s, gray spirals through her curls, long locks pulled back into a neat ponytail. Lips painted ruby, mascara applied with a perfect line of cat-eye eyeliner to accent her chestnut browns. A picture of refinery in her black dress, sheer cape draping over her shoulders to fight the fixed chill in the room. She carries her slim frame towards the register's counter, leaving space between her and her newest customer. Her hands clasped together at her lap. A gaudy red bauble ring rests on the ring finger of her right hand. The young woman stops at my shelf. "That's a new arrival," Peggy says, pointing to me. "Been searching for her for a while. Got away once before. Found her at an auction." She seems only mildly disappointed, inhaling deeply before exhaling with a shrug of her shoulders. "Her name is Marilyn. Beautiful, isn't she? I just love her dark curls and rich brown eyes." The young woman politely curls her lips and grants me her profile. "She is. They all are. I'm actually looking for one for my niece. She's turning 5 next week, and my friend wants to give her her first doll. I was thinking that I could get her a doll friend. All dolls need friends. Up close, she's natural. Her pores require care, hair is dry and a mousy brown. The type of hair that she can't do anything with. Pin straight, dead at the ends, and desperate for help. Her eyelashes are lovely, thick, an accent to those pretty blue eyes that are directed at Peggy. Certainly they do, Peggy agrees with a laugh that's rich and warm. I'm afraid the dolls on that side are part of my special collection. What does your niece like? Perhaps a doll who looks like her? Many young girls like to see themselves in their dolls. I'm Peggy, by the way. Peggy Lovett. The young woman smiles. Annette Sims. Nice to meet you, Miss Lovett. Peggy expands her arms to gesture at the expanse of the room. Welcome to my dollhouse. Annette steps away from my shelf to move towards Peggy. I wish she would have stayed a little longer. Your shop is lovely. I love how quaint it is, and the wisteria over the cottage front gives it that little extra. It really does look like something out of a fairy tale. Peggy shifts her hand from her stretch to hover over the small of Annette's back. Thank you. I did it for my daughter. Perhaps you'd like to take one home as well? Everyone needs a friend. The new customer blinks. What makes you think I'm lonely? We're all lonely, dear. Some hide it better than others. Peggy offers her a small smile over her shoulder, picking up a doll with a full head of blonde curls. Carefully, she supports her by the bottom, presenting her before Annette. Sad, lifeless green eyes stare back at her. The lace of her powdered blue dress falls in their delicate layers around Peggy's palm. This is Clarissa, the great niece of a Contessa. Perhaps your niece will like her? Annette chews on her response. Wendy might like one of the others. Peggy raises her brows, her lips curling into a forced smile. I'm afraid those dolls aren't for sale. A display only. Annette appears as if she's willing to fight for what she wants until she doesn't. Her opened mouth closes, lowering her hand before returning to browse the dolls available for purchase. She has no strength to argue. I feel sorry for her. More so now that Peggy introduces her to the Dowager Princess Wilhelmina, then the millionaire Duchess Florentine. Each represents a woman of status, and each of them Annette turns down. I can tell this further tries Peggy's patience as she lowers her last offer, the Lady Angelica of Prussia, back down on the doily-draped shelf. Dear, I sense something bothers you more. Peggy gently probes. I tense on my shelf. Something in her voice unsettles me. A nervous laugh leaves her new customer. It's just... She catches herself. I just wonder if... Peggy pries. Annette finally puts together. Not every little girl grows up to be a princess or a woman of influence. I can't help but think this concept sends the wrong message, you know? Yeah, okay, raise 'em young, that's what my friend says, but Wendy needs to know it's also okay if she doesn't become that. She looks back around the room, stopping in my direction. I'm not a dream killer for a little girl, I just... Peggy's features soften, her earlier irritation and tense shoulders long forgotten. You're protecting. You're right. Not every little girl gets to grow up to become a princess. A low exhale leaves her. Let's take a break and sit for tea. I've just put a pot on. It should be ready. Guiding Annette again, the pair of women coast towards a table intended for young girls who want to live out the ultimate fantasy of finding her new best friend. Part of that is hosting a tea party. It's a process and begging the great debate of, do you choose the doll or does the doll choose you? Annette takes a seat on a plush white chair, standing out against the majesty of the store. Peggy disappears behind a curtain only to return with a petal-pink teapot, and an array of delicate china teacups in a gradient from white to pale pink. Beside the teapot is a small canister with a teaspoon sticking from its spout. Wait, I've seen that before. There we are, Peggy coos, setting the tray down delicately before serving and pouring the dark brew. Here, some imported sugar from France. Though my clientele would get a riot out of its special pink color. Makes all the difference. Otherwise, the tea itself is awfully bitter. She doles out the sugar, its crystals catching in the sunlight. So tell me, dear, tell me what troubles you. Why so cynical? Annette bites through the promised bitterness of the tea, continuing to nurse at the warm concoction. God, I shouldn't be, she shakes her head. Peggy, I shouldn't be. But my boyfriend left. I'm pretty sure I'm getting fired at work. And all in the same week. Oh, dear. That's a lot. Delicate fingers stir the spoon. A lot rides on career women, Annette, Peggy comments, taking an unbothered sip from her cup. The pressure to work, to be beautiful. It sets such a standard. Bobbing her head, Annette indulges in another taste. Boy, you got that right. Internally, my eyes narrow. I wish I could tell Annette to forget about giving her niece's doll a friend and just go. That tea. Sounds like you've had a tough time. A pause. Wait. I have something that might help. Peggy hums and disappears into the back room. She returns in what feels like a matter of seconds. Sometimes, Annette, we need a hard reset on ourselves. Now, I don't offer this to everyone, but I can see you need this. Sprinkle this around your bed with the window open. I want you to wish hard for what it is you want. Apprehensively, Annette swallows. Peggy, I don't know. I'm sure this works on little girls, but... The shop owner's lips continue to curl. Humor me, dear. You might just find that it helps. If anything, give you a good night's sleep. Now, if you want a doll with no title, there's Ethel, an ironworker from World War II for your niece to admire.